Good evening. Welcome to Tactical Talk with Mad Dog Armory. I am one of your hosts, Jillian Biltz.
I'm Shad.
And that's Shad, my co-host slash partner slash Mad Dog Armory partner. Welcome. Like I said, happy Friday to everybody. We missed you guys last week. I know we had a rerun, so we're sorry to our listeners and watchers that
our tactical talkers.
Our tactical talkers. I love that. So sorry we missed you last week. We went on a little trip, and so we didn't make it here, but we're happy to be back, and we hope you had a great week last week. Welcome again to Tactical Talk with Mad Dog Armory. Shad and I own Mad Dog Armory. If you're not familiar, Mad Dog Armory is a local to the Tampa Bay area gun shop and training center. Shops. We have two locations, one in Largo and one in Tampa. And if you're local to the area, one is in Pinellas County and the other is in Hillsborough County, and they're about 30 minutes or so apart, depending on the time of day. So both of those shops we're very proud of. Shad and I are very passionate about the Second Amendment, your Second Amendment rights. We love guns, and we're super excited to be here. We're thankful to Area 52 TV for allowing us to bring you this show every week and give you some tips and tricks and educate you on different things. And we appreciate you liking, sharing, and subscribing to our social media platforms because it helps get the word out.
That's right.
Shad and I say it every week that we are censored, and social media platforms and guns don't really go really well together. We get, we try to do different advertising and kind of get shot down, for lack of a better term, because of guns. And we are a legal industry. We are, it's 100% legal to own guns, and this industry is thriving, and unfortunately we get censored a lot. So we are very thankful to have this platform to be able to come to you and bring you all of this fun stuff. So please like, subscribe, and share, and spread the word. There's a lot of different shows that we've done. I think today is 27.
27.
So we have plenty of shows to go back and watch. Go to our YouTube channel, and you'll see them all there. I
love episode 11. Look at that one. Gotta love it.
So some of those pictures are really funny. The screenshot of the show, we get a kick out of those. So definitely go back, and even if you're a beginner or you're an enthusiast and you're in an advanced mode, definitely can find something for everyone in our shows. We try to bring different topics, so we're always welcoming ideas that you have. And we'll take those into consideration and see if we can bring you that topic. So we're excited for today.
What is today?
What is today?
What are we going to talk about today?
Oh, what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about suppressors, silencers, how to get them, different ways that you can apply to the government to be able to take one of these home with you, and different items they go on, and how to attach them, and all that good stuff. We've touched a little bit on silencers before, but we are going to talk a little bit more and bring it down to a beginner level if you haven't owned one before, kind of why you'd own one, who should own one, what they do, what's the benefits, and things like that. So we're going to definitely talk about that today. But thank you for bringing that up. There's a couple other things that we're going to talk about today, which is going to be like headlines. We talk about headlines every week, and I like bringing those up, especially since we have that vote coming up soon. So November 8th, it's coming up. So today is October 28th. And it's coming up very soon. So it's very important for you to go out and vote. So we're going to touch on the headlines that are going to affect this industry and the topics that are really most important for us to try to make a change here for what's going on in our country. So we're definitely going to cover that.
Cool.
Yes, excited. So as I mentioned, Shannon.
And we got a drawing. We got a drawing.
We do have a drawing.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
So in both locations, both Largo and Tampa locations, we're holding raffles to win a free firearm. For the past 3, we've had rifles. But the one that's sitting behind us is going to be drawn today, so we're very excited about that.
It is going home to somebody.
Somebody's going to win a free raffle, and I say free, but it's $10 a chance. For this particular one, it was $10 a chance. I think
So you're
Tampa.
saying there's a chance.
So Tampa, I'm not sure what raffle Tampa has going on. He may even have 2 going on, our manager, Freddie.
We have a waypoint, a Springfield Armory waypoint going on right now.
Okay.
So, which is a rifle.
Okay.
The next raffle there is going to be a pistol.
Yep.
We just started since the Zev AR-15
Is being
just got
raffled
finished.
today.
We now are raffling a Colt AR-15.
It's really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for you Colt enthusiasts, or even not, and you want a quote-unquote real military-style AR-15, that is your AR-15.
Yeah, the Colt's really nice. It's
Yes.
like sitting on the counter at our Largo location, and it's a really nice rifle. So, and Colt, I mean, who doesn't know Colt, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So very excited about Largo's new raffle, and it took them a little bit longer to get this raffle done. So thanks for your patience, for everybody who entered, and we wish you very, very good luck.
Yeah.
And hope I pick out your name out of the box later in the show.
Hope she picks a winner.
I'm going to definitely pick a winner. Somebody's going to win.
Somebody's going to win.
If you're interested in getting in on the raffle, you can call in for a chance and pay for your raffle ticket over the phone.
Yep.
But it's best to just go into the shop. You can fill out your raffle ticket. It's $10 a chance at the Largo store, the
Currently,
Colt.
yep.
And you can win an AR-15. I mean, why wouldn't you just try?
Give it a shot.
Right?
Yeah.
So very exciting about that.
Yeah.
And then we also wanted to touch on the loyalty program that we started about a month or 2 ago.
Yeah.
The loyalty program through Mad Dog Armory is exciting because we wanted to give our customers rewards. Like, you know, how you go to different places, retail stores, and they give you points for things that you purchase, and then you get a free item or you get a special priority access to sales and things like that. So Shad and I worked together with our staff, and we came up with a loyalty program. So if you go to our website, mdarmory.com, you can click on the loyalty program and learn a little bit more about that.
Yep.
Lots of benefits go along with joining. One of them being, the biggest change actually, would be the shooting clubs. We've talked about our shooting clubs before. Shad and I both have a shooting club that meets once a month at an outdoor range, and we have a lot of fun. We have a ton of members that show up, and we do all different things. You're around like-minded individuals. We do have the male and female, but December we have a joint for a holiday party.
Yep.
And then I think one other time we had a joint one when we had a
We'll do some
silencer.
suppressor shoots. Yeah, so we work a lot with Dead Air and a lot with Silencer Co. And both the reps, usually about once a year, will come out and demo cans for us.
right. So those are silencer companies. If you're not familiar, those are manufacturers that make suppressors. So sometimes they'll come out, like
Yep.
Shad said, and then we'll have a joint meeting. But for the most part, they are 2 different meetings each month. And becoming a loyalty member now allows you access, unlimited
Yep.
access
Gains you
to
access to that.
the shooting clubs. So instead of it being an annual fee, now it's part of the loyalty membership that you can have. And another really great perk is that you get a discount, a percentage off ammo every single time.
Yep.
And then one thing that's really cool about this month, October, is that we're doing Glocktober, which is a sale on Glocks for the whole month of October. And I know that it's
Coming to an end.
coming to an end now, but for loyalty members, it's $50 off any Glock that's in store or online, and then just our regular customers, sounds
25.
bad, regular,
Right.
but non-loyalty members, it's $25 off, which is still a great discount. So Glocktober is running to the end of the month, so hurry up, you only have a couple days left.
Yep.
you can visit us online or come into the shop to get your $25 off. If you join the loyalty program, it's $50 off. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The loyalty program is $10 a month. You can cancel anytime, but at least just to get the $50 discount this month, it makes sense to join, spend 10 to get 50, right? And then cancel anytime. Not that I'm suggesting that or anything, because that, but anyway, so loyalty has its advantages.
Has its privileges.
Has its privileges. We stole that from somebody.
Yeah, whatever.
Visa or something. I don't
Whoever.
know. Somebody said it. Anyway.
Thanks for whoever made it up.
Yeah, it's a great slogan. Love it. It's just stole it. So anyway, so join the loyalty program. It's really beneficial if you are into this stuff. It's going to give you great discounts.
Yep.
It also racks up points.
So every $100 you spend, you get a point. And the point is worth $1.
Yep. So
basically what it comes down to.
Yep. So you add those up really quick, and our system tracks that automatically. So once you're a loyalty member, it tracks your points, and then you're good to go.
Free money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free money. Love free money. All right. Awesome. So let's do that. We covered that. Shad and I did do a little travel. Like I said, we went to Georgia for my birthday, and we talked about in previous shows traveling with firearms, and I just wanted to touch on this really quick because we were going to Georgia in the mountains, and I said to Shad, hey, I want to take a firearm with us just in case, bears or whatever. And we experienced traveling with a firearm with Southwest, so we wanted to kind of share that with you.
Southwest, very gun-friendly airline.
They were great.
So, yes.
So it was a really simple process. Basically, Shad and I got our locked box. So you have to have a hard cased container that is not penetratable. So it can't be like, stabbed or, open like that. It has to be hard. So kind of like the ones that are behind me. And so we put the firearms in there. We made sure that they were not loaded. There was nothing in the chamber. The magazine was out. Were we able to put the ammo inside the case?
Yes, the ammo was inside the locked case.
The locked case.
Inside of original packaging.
A box.
So, yeah.
Correct.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be inside original packaging. It just needs to be inside of something, so you can't have loose ammo.
Right. So it can't be rolling around in there, which makes sense, right? So we safely stored it inside with the ammunition, and then we locked it. And the instructions told us to put it inside of our checked bag.
Yeah, you have two ways of doing it. You can put it in the checked bag, or if it's big enough, then it can just be its own bag. Right.
Yeah.
So we did put it into checked baggage.
Because it was a handgun. So
Two.
it was,
Two
that's
handguns.
true, but one was really tiny. But yes,
That's
two,
what she said.
two in the same case we did with two different kinds of ammunition.
Yes.
And it does count as its own checked bag, even though we put it inside ours. It said it on the website.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, so when we got there, it was pretty easy. We just filled out this little form that they gave you. It has all your information on there, and then you sign the back saying that it's not loaded, there's no ammunition in it.
Yeah.
Basically, you should know that it shouldn't be loaded and
Yep.
it shouldn't have ammunition in the magazine or anything like that. And we put it with the firearm. We showed it to the lady. She didn't even open the case.
No, yeah, ultimately we went up and we said, we have a firearm we have to check in. So ultimately we walked in, found the first Southwest person we could find and said, we have a firearm to check in. They're like, ooh, follow me. So you get to cut the line.
Did she actually say ooh?
Maybe not, but
Anyway.
But ultimately, it was we
In
got to
your
cut the
mind.
line.
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah.
Ooh. So they brought us up to the desk. We filled out this particular form. We had to put that with the firearm. So
Yep.
I think when we were coming back, they gave us tape, and we actually taped it onto the box. The other one was just sitting on top of the box.
True.
So when we left Tampa, it was on top of the box. They checked all the other bags, put those onto the conveyor belt, and then somebody walked us over with that bag that had the items in it
To
over
TSA.
to TSA. TSA was like, give me a second.
Yeah, they're very professional.
Yeah.
They're very,
Oh, yeah.
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 So, give me a second. Okay. So we're like, la, 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 la. You're
They-
good to go. Okay, thanks, bye.
And we left.
That was it.
We left our luggage that had the firearm in it with them.
Yep. And they put it through a screener right there and just kind of, I guess, verify, make sure there's nothing else other than that in it.
Correct.
And they gave us a thumbs up saying we're good, and that was that.
And that was that. And when we landed, we checked in the bag and it was still there. Thank goodness. I was a little nervous about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I felt safe. It was great. I was able to carry in Georgia, and that
Yeah.
made me feel safe. Because I always say all the time to anybody that'll listen, I feel a lot more confident and secure when I'm able to carry a firearm
Right.
on me. I just feel like I feel safe.
Yeah.
So it's really great when you're able to take your firearm with you when you travel, because then you can carry in that state. Of
Yes.
course, knowing that state's rules and regulations.
In
Of course,
Georgia,
Georgia's pretty
Georgia
good.
reciprocates with Florida. They also have constitutional carry in Georgia.
Yeah.
So, but.
So it was
yeah.
pretty good. So I felt really good. And then we had the larger handgun in case there was any issues at the cabin we were staying at. So so very good experience with Southwest. Just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think, oh my gosh, you can travel with guns and it must be so difficult and you got to go through all these things. No, it was very simple. So
Yeah,
just wanted to
the
share
lady
that.
at the Southwest counter in Atlanta, that's for
Oh,
you.
yeah, she wasn't very nice.
She was
but-
having a shit day, I guess.
Yeah, you never know what
Yeah.
somebody's going through, but,
Whatever.
oh yeah, that lady, I just thought of,
Yeah.
she was a real.
Yeah,
Anyway,
asshole.
okay, so I was gonna write a strongly worded email about that too, and I
Yeah.
forgot, so we got busy when we got back. But
Yeah.
anyway,
We
we're
looked
back.
for a suggestion box, but we couldn't find
Couldn't
one.
find it, yeah. But other than that one lady, we had a great experience traveling with
Yep.
firearms. So just wanted to bring that up.
Yep.
Real quick. All right, so we're gonna get to headlines.
Cool.
I don't know if you noticed my new glasses. Turns out I'm
yes.
actually pretty
Blind.
blind. So I'm like, put them on and I'm like, wow.
Now
look-
we know why she
look at
picked
all
me.
that.
She had no idea what I
Stop
look
it.
like.
Oh, stop it. All right. So we went through all the stuff that I wanted to this morning.
Yes.
Okay, this morning, earlier. Okay, so shout out really quick before we get to headlines. I wanted to do this. I just saw a really awesome review.
Yes.
Google reviews are really important for businesses, right?
Yes.
So it really helps you make an informed decision on good and bad things about the business that you're going to frequent. And now you
Absolutely.
can't go just exclusively on Google reviews
Right.
because some people are just jerks and they just leave bad reviews, or they're just nasty people and they get a reaction from employees that are nasty because
Sure.
they're nasty. But we're so proud because we have a 4.9 rating and 323 Google reviews. So
Yep.
that's really good.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we had a 5, but there were a few experiences where we
Right.
had, you know.
So we do have a 4.9 in our Largo location. Our Tampa location, we do have a 5-star
Yes.
rating.
Yep.
So
Really cool. Really proud of our staff.
Absolutely.
We personally train every single one of our staff members. Our stores are known to be very friendly. We cater to beginners. We know how intimidating guns can be.
Yeah.
And we want to take that stigma away from firearms, that they're just like kill people and
Right.
that, you know, what the media wants you to believe, because that's not true. And so we pride ourselves on that. So when we
Right.
see a review come through, we're really, really excited about
Yeah.
it. Shad and I read every single one of the reviews, and one of us will always reply to it just to say thank you. But this one, I just wanted to just share a little piece. This one's from Carter Leonardos. He said, in part, because it's kind of long, every experience has been wonderful. Everyone that works there is super friendly and helpful. Yay. Even if I come in just for a simple ammo box, the guys at Mad Dog are always happy to drool over the new guns they got in stock with me. It's less of a salesman and customer experience and more of two friends just talking about a gun experience. This is something that's very hard to find.
Yeah.
Right? So, so cool. It goes on and on. So please feel free to read our Google reviews.
Yep.
Don't just trust us, but our shops.
Thanks for the review,
Yes,
man. Appreciate
thank you
it.
so much
Yep.
for sharing that. And it's just a constant. We hear it every day. So if you're new to firearms,
Right.
definitely check us out.
And it's good because other people, when they're looking for stuff, they go and read the reviews. They
Yeah.
want to see. So it's nice, if you have a good experience, let people know.
Share it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to say, if you have a bad experience, let us know.
Share
Reach
it.
out to us.
Yeah.
We need to know.
Yeah.
Because we can't fix it if we don't know it's broken.
Exactly.
So-
Yeah. And I'll say at the end of my class, hey, leave a Google review. You
Yeah.
know, it really helps people find us, but only if you had a good experience. And I laugh, like
Right.
if you didn't, then don't leave a review. But I don't mean, I don't
Right.
mean that, of course. I always want to know the good and the bad so we
Yeah.
can just get better. So
Even if you don't do a review, even if you just reach out to us, right?
Sure.
You can reach out to us from the show at tacticaltalk@mdarmory.com.
Yeah.
That will get to us. There's definitely multiple ways on the website to get in touch with us as well.
Yeah.
So please let us know if you have a bad experience as well.
Absolutely. Highly unlikely,
Yep.
but let us know.
Yep.
All right, headlines. So real quick, sports would be our first one. So we're a little tired today because we had Thursday night football last night here at Raymond James in Tampa, and we took on the Baltimore Ravens. And we blew it. So that's very disappointing. But Shad said, like, somebody should be fired.
Somebody's head needs to roll. I don't care who it is, where it is. Somebody's got to account for the situation.
What's going on there?
Whether you bench Brady, whether you get rid of your OC, whether you get rid of your DC, who's your head coach, whether you, whatever. Somebody has to account for what's been happening. It's been absolutely abysmal. It's been shit.
Yeah, it's frustrating. So we want this to turn around, and we hope it turns around. I'm sure it will. I mean, we have the goat. We have the goat. He's not
He's
bad.
turned into a fucking lamb.
He's not doing very good right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's him or it's what, but something's got to give.
It's a little bit of everything. I mean, ultimately, time of possession yesterday was just horrific.
Our
So
poor
again,
defense.
the offense, right? The offense, you know, going into halftime, they had it for a full quarter more than us.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, our
it was
defense
really bad.
was
Yeah.
tired. I mean,
Yeah,
these
so
are
the
big guys.
second half, it was just, you know, I mean, they were doing everything they could, but the offense couldn't do anything. We come out the second half with a 43-second drive. Woo! Well done!
Really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we those big guys on our defense really needed a break. You know, the big one, not Sue. Sorry,
Vita Vea.
Sue's not in. Vita Vea. He's a massive man. I mean, can you imagine running up and down the field at his size, like just for 40-something minutes? I mean, that's insane. So let's get our
Shit
stuff
together.
and let's win the next one. So the next one is going to be next
Rams.
Sunday, so not like in 2 days, but
Right.
next. So they'll have a little bit of extra time to practice. And, you know, go Bucks. We're not bandwagon fans. We've been fans for a long time. And no matter what, we support you. But get your head out of your you-know-what, okay?
It's all...
All right. Other headlines. Let's see. So back to the vote. So this is really, really important. November
Yes.
8th, vote Republican. It's very, very important. Our country is going to shit. Shad and I are very upset about our retirement funds, about the open border.
What retirement fund?
Yeah, what retirement funds? Voting rights, Second Amendment rights, border immigration, free speech is under attack, voter integrity is
Elon
under
Musk.
attack.
Well done, sir.
How about that headline,
Yeah.
guys? Elon Musk now took possession of Twitter. So Twitter, I just looked on Mad Dog's Twitter. We haven't posted anything on Twitter in so long.
Do you know why? Because of what they did to the president and stuff. Yeah. So we pretty much stopped using Twitter back in
Correct.
2020.
2021, Trump was permanently removed
Yep.
from Twitter.
Yep.
Trump had 88 million followers. And the reason why the previous Twitter said that they removed him is because he was highly likely to encourage and inspire people to replicate criminal acts taking place on the U.S. Capitol. So they banned him from Twitter, and 66 million, is that what I just said?
Yeah,
66 million people, or 88 million people were following him, and
Yeah.
he's gone.
Well, and
just silenced him.
And,
Boom,
and they were
cut him
censoring him
out.
before that, and that's
They
one of
were.
the reasons why we kind of stopped. It was back in 2020 when they were like, "Oh no,"
Censoring
they
him.
like shut him
Yeah.
down for a month or whatever, or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, this is bullshit."
Yeah, it was
So
really.
we pretty much just stopped using it. So
So we're really excited for that platform.
we
So
will be
we're gonna
back on Twitter.
we're gonna start
Yes.
doing that a lot. So we're gonna get back onto Twitter. So everybody, get your Twitter accounts back up. Let's support Elon Musk and his beliefs, because we believe the same thing, that free speech is free speech. And even
right.
if you don't agree with it, people are allowed to say what
That's
they
right.
want to say. And unless it's like threatening somebody's life or
Yep.
something like horrible like that,
Right.
then I understand why they would take something like that down. But there should be equal statements and speech.
Equal.
Equal, okay?
Yeah.
So very excited about Twitter. That was a huge thing. Musk said that he will likely reinstate the president's account. So we're excited about that. So Twitter. We're going to get back on there and use that as our main platform for that. Another thing is the border crisis I wanted to talk about really quick. And I know it's just so old and it's annoying, but I mean, why do you think that the president and the vice president will not go to the border? Why? I mean, she's
have
the
no
border czar. Like, why? I don't even know what that means, but it sounds important, like she's in charge of it.
She is in charge of it, and that lets you know just
Crazy.
how well she's doing.
Well, let me tell you, Texas is so awesome. So our oldest daughter lives in Texas.
Yep.
And Texas.
Ted Cruz. Gotta like Ted Cruz.
Like
Texas.
Ted Cruz, we're listening to him last night.
Yeah.
Love that. And we love that Texas is bringing attention to this because they're just getting hammered by hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants crossing the border. They have bussed over 8,000 migrants to the the country's capital.
Nice.
Since April. 2,500 migrants to New York City since August 5th, and more than 600 migrants arrived in Chicago.
Nice.
Poor migrants.
Hey, yeah. Who wants to live in Chicago?
I know. My gosh, they
It's
must
like
not really
you
like
leave
them.
a war-torn country and you go to a war-torn city.
Yeah. So he keeps busting them out because the problem is they're overwhelmed. All those border cities are just overwhelmed, and they have no places to live. Illegal immigrants are coming in. They have no money.
Right.
They have no clothes. They have no jobs. So they're just sleeping on the streets. It's like tent city in LA.
Right. And all these other cities are like, oh, yeah, everything's fine, blah, blah. And then they start getting people in. They go, whoa, wee, no, you need it. So, yeah.
It's bringing attention because the Democrats and the elites are trying to say, oh, there's no problem. But then when the bus arrives,
Martha's Vineyard.
right? So,
It's
vote.
okay as long as it's not in my city, is
Right.
pretty much what they're saying.
right, vote,
Now,
right?
again, and we're not for illegal immigrants. So I don't want them in my city, period.
No.
So
I
come in
don't-
legally, I'm fine with immigration.
Right.
Legal immigration.
Correct. Legal immigration. Okay. Guns, of course, are under attack. The president has said many times that he wants to take our guns away. So we need to vote, and don't allow this administration to take our rights away,
Yeah.
right? So our First Amendment, our Second Amendment, they're all under attack.
And they always come up with some shit that they want to try to do. It's like, oh, we're just going to try this in order to keep something from happening. It is not the firearm. Period. Hard stop.
Guns are not the problem.
That's right.
Criminals are the problem.
And criminals don't abide by the rules. So if you make rules, holy shit, they don't follow it. Wow. Right. So what you're doing is you're keeping law-abiding citizens from being able to defend themselves
Yes.
properly.
Yes.
And the last time I checked, not to be infringed upon.
It's true.
So
It's
stop
true.
infringing.
Stop infringing. I love the NRA's posts. I get them on our social media feeds because they constantly are throwing things out there that the media doesn't, with all the lives that are saved because of lawful gun owners.
Right.
And a couple of them that just come to mind that I jotted down is in Texas, an armed mom hiding with her children shoots burglar through her bedroom door because he was trying to get in and kill her and her
Wow.
children. Thank goodness that she was a law-abiding, legal firearm owner that was able to defend herself and her children,
that's right.
In Kansas, armed bystander holds knife-wielding road rager at gunpoint until police could get there. I mean,
Nice. And here's the thing. So obviously they didn't even shoot him, right?
Correct.
They didn't have to shoot him.
sure.
Now, ultimately, if you make me do it, but don't make me do it.
Right.
So as long as, yeah,
Law-abiding citizens don't want to take anybody's life.
nope.
Okay?
Last thing I want to do.
Law-abiding citizens don't want to do that.
Right. But if it's between me and my family
Right.
and this person,
It's your right.
me and my family are going to
Right.
win.
Woman awoken by a burglar staring at her,
Oh, wow.
grabbed her gun and shot him. Thank goodness.
Holy
she was even able to
shit.
get, can you imagine waking up and somebody's just standing over you, staring at you? I don't even know how she got to her
Yeah,
firearm.
no,
Thank
that's-
goodness. Maybe it's something like our deal, right? So there's magnets that we sell in our stores that
Yeah.
are available, and they're amazing. So we love the magnets. So they attach to whatever you want them to, and then your gun will attach to the magnet, right? It'll hold it upright. So we have one near our bedstand, very close. And if somebody was staring over me, I think I could reach and I can grab it. So hopefully that's what she was able to do to
I
defend
know. It's
herself.
like, holy
Can you
crap.
imagine
That
if
is.
she didn't have a firearm? Wow. Yeah, crazy. Absolutely insane. So I love that the NRA does post that stuff and shares it on our feed. So if
Because
you're
God
interested
knows
in
you
that.
didn't see that on NBC, ABC,
No way.
or CBS.
No way. I have never heard any story in a positive light of people defending themselves and saving their families and saving.
Never, not a one.
Yeah, I mean, the FBI reported 40% misinformation. So 34% of active shooters were thwarted by armed citizens. However, FBI data only shows 4.4 of active shooters were thwarted by armed citizens. It's 30% off.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
almost 40% of.
Well, the FBI is in the pocket of our current
True.
administration.
True, that is true. Damn
Yep.
them, damn them. So the point is, our rights are under attack. Vote, 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 vote. Please don't forget to vote.
And I know if you're an independent and you want to vote independent, don't.
Well,
Well, I know, but it's the reality is it's a two-horse race, and if you're voting for not one of the two horses, your vote really doesn't count because you're just taking it away. You just got to pick between the two. I'm just saying. Now, if there is a big enough push for an independent as opposed to one of these other three, I'm all in. Come up with a good candidate, and I would consider it. Believe me, I would consider it. So.
yeah. I mean, just vote Republican. If you believe in the Second Amendment, if you believe in the First Amendment, unfortunately, this administration is just spending, 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 spending. Inflation is just beyond.
It's through the roof.
Your retirement is going out the window. You know, it's hard to even keep a business open right now. They're just killing us in taxes and all that stuff. So important. All right. So get out there and vote. Voter integrity is another thing that's actually so important on this because, you know, voting by mail and not showing ID. Who's okay with that? Who is okay?
I have to show
with
ID to
not
get on a
showing
plane.
ID?
Right, I have to show ID to get on a plane, yet I don't have to show ID in order to vote.
This administration actually
crazy.
says it's racist
Right.
to
Why is it
have
racist?
somebody show an ID.
I know, it's insane.
Like, kind of insinuating
Everybody's supposed to have an ID.
that African American people don't have IDs.
Right, everybody's supposed to have an ID. It doesn't have to be a driver's license, it just needs to be a state-issued ID, right? I mean, how do you
If you don't
do
have an
anything?
ID, you shouldn't be able to vote, and you also shouldn't be able to just drop ballots in a
Right.
box that's unmanned and you're not showing your ID.
Yep.
It's
Agreed.
crazy.
Agreed.
All right, so vote, 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 vote. Enough on that. Okay, so that's headlines. Anything else?
I think so.
All right, let's get into guns, okay? And thank goodness we're able to do this for you. So, we have a whole bunch of things here today.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm really excited about what we brought.
Yes.
Some people say suppressors, like, why would you even need one?
They're illegal, and they're illegal.
And people think that they're illegal, yes, because that's what the media says.
We're legal, we have suppressors.
Okay.
There you go.
So we have 3 suppressors here today
right.
that we brought, and actually there's one on there on the.
Yeah, so we have 4.
So we have 4, and then we brought a bunch of different items that the silencers can go onto. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So first and foremost, silencers are legal. Now we're in Florida, so remember that. So is it a Florida thing or is it like by state?
The process is pretty much the same in order to apply. I think there's 48 states, 47 states, something like that, that allow suppressors. So, I mean, well, actually, it might be a little bit less than that. Your California, I'm sure, is a hard no. Your New York is a hard no, right, because they're dumb. But ultimately, the process is done not through your state, but through the ATF.
42 states allow.
There you go, 42. Yeah,
Yep.
which doesn't surprise. So the reality is, you're going to go, all right. So just start naming off your shitty states. So New York,
we know what they
Illinois.
are. We know what they are.
Yeah. Anyway,
So you you purchase one, right? So you can get a silencer 2 ways if you're allowed to have them.
Yep.
Like we said in the 42 states, you can purchase one or you can make one.
You can manufacture one. That's
right?
correct.
So and if you manufacture one yourself, it's a different form that you have to submit to the government.
The
to
form is,
NFA.
they call it a Form 1, is what it's called. So NFA, and you'll hear us say that a lot, NFA stands for National Firearms Act.
Correct.
You'll hear people say Class 3, are you a Class 3, are you that? The correct term is NFA.
NFA items.
Right? These are NFA items.
Yep.
Do you deal in NFA items? Do you own NFA items?
Correct.
So that's kind of how we want to use that term.
Yes.
And Class 3 has more to do with what we have in order for
Our
us to
licensure.
sell, and those can vary based on whether or not we're a manufacturer or not a manufacturer. Anyway,
Correct.
so
Correct.
There you go.
So you can purchase one or you can make one yourself. And some people say, oh, like I was just watching a crime show recently and the guy put a Gatorade bottle like on the
Right.
So we're not talking about a Gatorade bottle, right?
Well, plus, if you do that and you don't go through the process,
Right.
you're a felon.
Right.
Period.
Yes, it's
Hard stop.
completely illegal to do that.
Yep.
Right.
So use a potato, use all this other stuff in order to quiet. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you see in movies and stuff. And
illegal.
right, illegal. So if you
all
use
illegal.
it to suppress a firearm and you did not go through this process, you are a
Correct.
felon.
Yes.
If you're caught.
If you're caught, yes. So purchase one, make one, and then you have to apply to the NFA, to the government.
Yep.
And you pay a $200, it's called a tax stamp. And that is an actual stamp. We don't have one with us handy, no, maybe. But it's an actual stamp. So it looks like a postage stamp, it's just a little bit bigger, and it's placed on your application. So, oh my goodness, nailed it. All right, so this is, probably has our information on it, but so don't zoom in. But this is the tax stamp right here.
Yep.
So this is actually the application that you fill out, and it's in duplicate or triplicate?
Triplicate.
Triplicate. So it's in triplicate, and one of the copies goes back to you with the tax stamp attached. Now, this
Yep.
tax stamp has to stay with the item that you applied with, okay?
Yep.
Or for, I should say.
Yep. So this particular one is for our, let's see. So
So the tax
this is
stamp
for our mask.
stays with the item at all times,
Yep.
okay? So if you get caught with that and you don't have your tax stamp, you're gonna get in trouble.
And
So
it's not
keep
even caught with it necessarily. So if you're going to the range, you can take it to the range. You just go in and say, hey, I have an NFA item. And they're going to go, okay, what do you
Where's
have?
your tax stamp?
Right. Let me see your tax stamp. Let me see the item. Okay. And again, what is it? Because ultimately we have an NFA item right here as well. So this is a full auto MP5. So those are legal as well. And then ultimately the suppressor. So
Right.
two different things. Firearms usually they'll deal with a little bit differently because they want to clear it, make sure that it's,
Yep.
But yeah.
Yes. So you fill out, so you either purchase one or you make one. Now, when you make one, is that typical? Like, a lot of people do that?
You can. You can.
So how
It's-
would you make one? Like, it's a whole, you have to like manufacture it and make it, or?
So ultimately, there's kits that you can buy.
Okay.
And a lot of times you'll find this, they're called solvent traps. So ultimately what it is it's like this tube that doesn't have anything through the middle of it. And ultimately you apply, you get your tax stamp in, and then you're able to drill it out, and then you're able to then put it onto your firearm.
Okay.
So
it's not for like a beginner level type thing. You need to have some experience to do it.
Well, you need to have some sort of mechanical capabilities, right?
Okay.
Because you are going to be doing manufacturing.
Sure.
They also have the oil cans. Basically, you get an oil, same situation. You still have to do some manufacturing with it.
Gotcha.
So some fabrication.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Or you can leave it to the experts, like the manufacturers
Yep.
that make them.
Who spend lots of money on R&D and
tons
all
of
sorts
money.
of, and again, they warranty the product as opposed to, you buy it, you do your thing, and then something happens and you're screwed.
Right, right. So, so a lot of manufacturers make silencers. We have a lot of them that we offer. One of them is Dead Air, which
Yep.
you see up behind us. So Dead Air is a really great manufacturer. We've been to SHOT Show. We've met a lot of the higher ups in the company, and they're a great company to work for. They are great with warranting their cans, and anytime we've had an issue with one, they've always made it right. So we really like that company. And then this one is Sig
Sig, yeah.
Sauer. So Sig Sauer also makes another one. So we brought Dead Air and Sig
Yeah.
Sauer with us.
And you're going to hear the term suppressor, silencer, and can. All the same.
All interchangeable.
All the same thing.
Correct. All the same thing.
Yep.
And there's also different items that you'll hear as well associated with the suppressor, which is brake mount, flash hider, piston, ghost wipe, things like that. So I kind of
Yep.
put all those in there to go over what they mean and what all of this is. So the number one reason to own a suppressor silencer can would be what?
Hearing protection. Right,
Yes.
it makes everything hearing safe.
Right.
And what is considered hearing safe, and I'm not sure, I don't know who came up with whatever the number is, but the number is 140 decibels or less. And again, I'm not sure medical, maybe it was Fauci, I don't know, who knows, so it may not be right anyway. But I'm not sure who came up with that particular decibel level to figure out whether or not it was hearing safe or not, but
Right.
ultimately, there's been plenty of research, so
Yeah.
they know.
So suppressors basically make your firearm hearing safe.
Quieter.
Quieter, right? So we've been to the range with our guns, and if you've been to the range, you know that they're very loud. You have to have hearing protection on. It's constant when I'm in classes that people will be firing in a line, and somebody will finish shooting before the other person, and the first thing they do is they go to take their hearing protection off. I actually had a lady leave the ladies class because she kept taking her hearing protection off, and I actually grabbed her hearing and put it on as a lady was next to her was about to fire, because I know how much that hurts. It makes your ears ring. You're deafened from the sound of firearms. You have to wear hearing protection. So what suppressors do is they allow you to not have to wear hearing protection in a lot of most situations, right? Are there?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can always get something that maybe doesn't do enough suppression to get it below that 140 decibels, but at least it'll take a lot of the edge off if that's the case. So
and it's great. So so think about being in your home in the and having a self-defense situation and not having hearing protection on. It's going to really
that lady in bed, she's not going to like, give me a second, let me put on my hearing protection while I grab my gun. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No. Right? So just to show you real quick, we have this guy here, which is the FNX Tactical.
45 Tactical.
45 Tactical.
One other thing real quick. So one other thing, this also mitigates recoil.
Yes.
Right?
Good job.
So hearing is one thing, and then recoil. So it actually gives you recoil management. So it does two things, right? You're adding a little bit more weight to the gun, which helps absorb recoil. And then you're also slowing down the gas. So that gas that comes out of the front of the gun is recoil. So since it's going through and slowing it down, less is coming out. That means less recoil. So it's twofold.
And that's great. You always want to reduce recoil. So the kick when you fire is the recoil, right? All right, so let's just say this guy here. So this is like a bedside gun, let's just say, right? Sitting on my magnet right next to, not that I'm talking about a situation that actually does happen every single night. But if this was my bedside gun, what would I do to put a silencer on here?
Okay, so this particular one, we already have a threaded barrel on it. So we do have a thread protector on the end. So we're just going to unscrew the thread protector.
Yep, you can go ahead and do
I'll
that.
go ahead and undo that.
So you have to have a threaded barrel. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And you talked about a piston. So this is what a piston looks like.
Okay.
And this is inside of
The
here.
silencer. Okay. Does it come inside of it, or you have to put it in there?
So this one does come with it in it, but it's very easy. I'll show you how to change it because we're going to do it to put onto another gun. But ultimately, this is a 45 caliber suppressor. So that means it can handle a 45 caliber bullet, 10 millimeter pressure, and less. So this is a 45 caliber. We match it up. And we're going to screw it on.
So you just screw it right on the threads.
Until it stops, and it stops, and we're ready to go.
And now you can just fire it.
Pew, pew.
So super easy to put on. It does make it significantly longer, of course, but this would be very simple to put on your bedside, and you just don't have to worry about hearing protection.
This particular can is also titanium 3D printed, so it's pretty lightweight in comparison to some other cans. So retrospect, it is more expensive because of what it is, right? The material it is. So can you find something cheaper? Yes. Ultimately, quiet, cheap, and weight. Pick two. And that's pretty much, so you can't get all three. Yep.
So so that's how it just goes on to this one, thread protector, and then this little piece is it protects your threads. It's a thread protector.
Because ultimately,
it's in the name.
if your threads get boogered up, then you can't get this thing onto it, and you'll need to get a new barrel because you'll need new threads. So, and then we talked about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out our little piston pack. This is a spring. This is in here for anything that has a tilt barrel on it. So all of these guns have tilt barrels because of how they function. So this is our piston. We take the piston out. This is for a 45 caliber. This is for a 9 millimeter. So we're going to put this in like this. Go, whoop, there it is. Screw this little bad boy back on, and why don't you grab any one of the other guns.
Let's try this one.
Sure.
Because this one's small. So you can put it on a carry gun. Now, it's going to be a little hard to conceal. So it's a little bit silly to put it on something like this, right? So it's a little silly.
But if you want to go shoot, target, or you have your own property or something like that, and you kind of want to just go out, then you can.
It's a little silly on that guy. I would say not really as functional as something like this, which is going to be not a carry, but more of...
And again, thread protector comes off.
So the thread protector comes off and it screws right on. So the piston inside is what changes it from caliber to caliber.
Correct.
Okay,
I don't know if I can
very
get it
good.
on.
Awesome,
Maybe.
so that just screws on to that. And then there's another way.
There we go.
Good job. So very simple to interchange with different pistons. So totally awesome.
Yep.
Just like that, you have it on
Different
now on a
calibers,
9mm.
Right, different calibers, different what we call thread pitches.
Mm-hmm.
So 45 and 10 millimeter are going to be one most of the time. 9 millimeter and 22 are going to be the same. 40 is different, and ultimately the idea is you don't want to be able to mix and match, because if you have a suppressor meant for one particular firearm, and then you try to put something else through it, you could potentially damage the suppressor.
Okay, so don't do that.
Correct.
And then another way to attach would be tell me about the other way.
Right,
so if you don't have a threaded barrel that you're going to screw
Right,
it
that's what we
onto.
call direct thread. Okay, so that particular attachment type is a direct thread. You're going to find that most of the time on handguns. There are a couple of manufacturers that do have some quick disconnect kind of stuff for it. It's kind of cool. But more than not, it's going to be a direct thread. You can also do direct thread on items like this. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. On your bolt guns, it's going to give you a little bit more accuracy having direct thread, but you are able to do quick disconnect, and that is by using this particular system. So we have this guy right here. We have a particular muzzle device specific for here. We're able to put this on, tighten it down, we're good to go.
I mean, that's
Okay.
really easy.
Then you're able to take it off, and I can move it from here, and I can put it onto that AR right there.
Okay.
And it's easy just to move it back and forth between the different items.
Okay.
So this particular can is a Dead Air Sandman S. Really, really, really good for 5.56. It does up to 308 or up to 762 hole, which is 308, and up to 300 Win Mag pressure. So this particular one, they have 3 different models of this. They have a K, S, and an L. So K is going to be very short, the S is shorter, and then the L is long.
Okay.
So for the higher pressure stuff, the L is going to be better and give you more suppression. The S will take the edge off of your 308. You're probably going to be right at hearing safe, maybe a smidge above. If you're using a subsonic round, it would definitely be well below that.
Okay, so let's talk about that just real quick.
Yes.
Because you just brought that up. So ammunition does matter in the sound suppression.
100%.
Okay, so awesome.
You're going to notice a difference. So a 45 caliber is a subsonic round, meaning it's not traveling, and again, depending on your elevation, stuff like that, somewhere between 1,100 and 1,200 feet per second. So as long as it's traveling less than that, you won't get that crack of the sound barrier breaking. So it's one less thing that you have to quiet down.
Okay. So there's specific ammunition for suppressors.
You'll find...
Not really, but kind of.
Kind of, sort of, right. So subsonic or supersonic is kind
Subsonic.
of what it comes down to. And again, what's the barrel length of the firearm? So in a 9 millimeter, you'll find a 147 grain bullet or higher will give you a subsonic round, as long as it's not a plus P cartridge, which is more pressure, and as long as it's not shooting out of a longer barrel, because as you get into a longer barrel, it's able to gain more velocity.
Okay.
So 4, 5, 6-inch barrel, you should be fine. You start getting up at 10, 11, 12, 16, that will get that velocity up and could go supersonic.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
yes, so unfortunately there is math.
There's so much math. There's so much to it.
Yes.
There is a lot to it. So
Yes.
suppressors are becoming so popular.
Yep.
We do a lot of suppressor sales,
A lot of
a
them.
lot of suppressor education in our shops.
Sure.
So if it's something that you might be interested in, definitely stop in. We have lots of different options.
Yeah.
Talk to the guys and gals about what you have, what you're looking to suppress, because sometimes the suppressor can handle multiple different guns.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
as we just saw with the piston change out,
Yep.
that was pretty easy to do, and you're able to use different calibers, so you can use the same
Correct.
can,
Yep.
but just get different pistons, and
Right.
then you can use it on different guns. So
And pretty much this right here is what I would recommend if you have guns, right? So people come in like, oh, I got plenty, I don't need any more guns. Okay, well, hey, what are you doing in the shop? Just kidding. But, you're like, oh, I don't need any more guns. Well, if you're at that stage and you don't have any suppressors, get suppressors, because now all of those guns that you have all become new guns.
right. Yeah.
Now, you may not be able to shoot all of them, right? Because they do need to have threaded barrels, so it's, but the reality is it then turns that into a whole new and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So you get a 22 caliber can, and this is 22 caliber as in handgun. So 22 long rifle, it'll go, this particular one will do up to 5.7 pressure. So it'll do pretty much all of your smaller caliber pistol stuff, whether it's Hornets, Magnums, 22 mag, 22 long rifle, all kind of stuff. And why I say get a different one is because 22 long rifle is really, really dirty.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of lead particles and stuff like that. I'd rather kind of ruin this than ruin this.
Because of the price difference.
Correct.
Right.
There is going to be a price difference. This is, again, a 45 caliber. So even though I want to shoot 9mm or I want to shoot 32 or 25 ACP or 10mm, this can do all that because it can do whole size and smaller and then a certain pressure and less.
But it's going to dirty it up using it for those smaller.
For 22 long rifle, there's so much lead associated with it. It really is a dirty cartridge.
Yeah.
So
so get this guy for 22.
If you're gonna,
and it's very inexpensive.
It's a lot more inexpensive than this guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, but ultimately, between these 3 cans or suppressors, you're going to cover about 80% of firearms out there. I mean,
and tell me again the names of these guys.
Okay. So, Dead Air Sandman S.
So the S is the short.
Short, but it's not the smallest.
But it's not the
K
smallest.
is the smallest.
Gotcha.
I know. Go figure.
I know.
The next one we have is the Dead Air Mask HD. That's this guy, and that's the 22 caliber. And then we have the SIG Mod X45. And again, there's different manufacturers, different, you know, but the idea is to go 45 caliber, even if you're like, oh, I have 9mm, especially if you're young, right? If you're young, it's like, I have people come in, it's like, I have a 9mm, I just want to get one for a 9mm. Well, get it for a 45, because then you don't have to go through the process again when you eventually get a 40 or a 45 or a 10mm, something like that.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yes.
Because you can always, like you said, get something else, and then you have it already. So you just need that adapter.
Yep. So these 3 pretty much will cover, you know, most of your firearms.
That's great.
Then you start getting into specialty stuff, kind of like the guy that we have here that you guys have seen before. This is our MPX quick disconnect.
Right.
Off, very simple.
Simple to take off.
Just that simple.
Yeah.
And ultimately what it is a tri-lug adapter, which is right here. Very simple. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that particular can and go, hey, I want to put it on my MP5. Oh, okay. Well, let's just grab the MP5. Has the same tri-lug adapter. And we're ready to go.
So it's really quick detach is really like, it's all in the
secure.
word. It's all in the name.
Yep.
The description is in the name. So very easy to attach. Now you have to put those
correct
on.
The muzzle devices, and this lives on it. So even if I want to shoot it like this, I can.
Yeah.
So there's no exposed threads.
Okay.
So I don't have to worry about boogering up the threads. Same thing with like these style with the Sandman style connection. These are muzzle brakes that we have on there. So the muzzle brakes, again, allow you to easily shoot it without the device on it. With the device on it, it doesn't make any difference. So it's not going to make any difference in sound suppression.
Gotcha.
It's
so you
just
don't
a way.
always have to have it on. It's not fixed on there. You can easily take it off and you can use it without.
Correct.
Okay.
And then the device you have on it, you talked about a flash hider or a brake. The brake helps direct gas, so again, helps mitigate recoil. The flash hider cuts down on the muzzle flash.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yes.
It's a lot of information, and it's something a lot of people are interested in getting into.
Yes.
So we wanted to break it down to beginner level and give you some advice on the most efficient way to start your collection and start with how you're going to get started with suppressors.
Lots of good manufacturers out there. There's lots of, you know, really good products coming out right now.
Just like firearms,
lots of R&D, absolutely. So there's, what's your favorite? What do you use? Well, just because I use it doesn't mean you have to use it, right? Ultimately, what is going to fit you and your needs? And that's what, when you come in, talk to you, figure out what it is, and we'll get you into the right thing.
Absolutely, absolutely, because there's so much information on this, and just like guns, you know, budget matters, what you're putting it on matters, what you're looking to achieve matters. So all of those components, we can help you make an informed decision on what's best for you. And get you started on getting you some suppressors. Yeah. All right, awesome. So if you have any questions, let us know. Again, tactical talk at at mdarmory.com. mdarmory.com. And let us know if you have any questions about this, but please stop into either of the shops and we'll help you get started with that and answer any questions. You can put them in your hands. You can kind of touch and feel and see what we have available.
Quick hour, right?
Such a quick hour. All right, let's get to our raffle.
Shit.
So let's get this guy here. Whoop.
Well done.
So this is the rifle that we're raffling off. It is awesome. It comes with the Hollow Sun and the magnifier.
Yep.
Very cool setup here. It also comes with the bipod.
Magpul bipod.
I mean, this is a really great rifle, and I'm so excited that we're giving this away to somebody. So, drum roll. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody.
Mix them up good.
Mixing them up, mixing them up. All right, here we go.
Oh,
I'm gonna put my glasses on for this. Here we go. Ready?
Who is it?
Cy Kinagog? I don't know what that says. Cy.
Yes.
Cy, you're the winner.
Yes, you are.
Cy is the winner of this beautiful rifle. Hollow Sun magnifier and bipod.
Reach out to us, or if not, we'll reach out to you tomorrow.
Yes.
And let you know that you won.
We will reach out on Saturday, and if we don't hear from you today.
Yep.
Cy, how do you spell the last name?
I don't have my glasses on. I can't read it.
Jeez. All right,
We're both
Cy,
blind.
S-Y, and then last name is Keonavong. Keonavong. And congratulations. We are so excited for you.
Yes.
And for those of you that didn't win, get into your next chance at one of the stores. The next one for Largo is the Colt AR-15.
Colt AR-15.
So get in on that one. And congratulations to Cy, and we'll definitely be in touch about that. Everybody else, have a great Halloween. Halloween is on Monday, so eat lots of candy. And
Happy birthday, Bruce.
And happy birthday to my brother, Bruce. It's
Big
his
bro.
birthday. Yeah, good job. So we're very excited to celebrate with him. We're looking forward to seeing all the costumes out there. So have fun. We'll see you next Friday at 6 p.m. And thanks for watching.
Trick or treat.
Happy Halloween.